I guess my father, he was looking for a more fertile soil so that we'd be able to grow, to be nurtured. My father was an insurance man. My mother was a teacher. You're coming from Texas, and South Central LA, to him, to my mom, was like a land of opportunity. So we moved there to LA. In the height of the civil rights movement was going on. Watch riots, environment I grew up in. My grandmother, she lived right behind the SLA, where the SLA was. We lived right around the corner from where the Panthers headquarters was. I would walk there, I would see those guys, and they would invite me to go in for the breakfast program. They'd say, hey, come in. My mom would always say, you know what? I don't want you messing around there. And pretty much I tried to listen to her most of the time. And I grew up doing all that stuff. March on Selma, the Panthers, SLA, voting rights. I remember when they bussed us across town. I remember Martin. I remember when he got shot. I learned a lot about that. Because he was a hero, still a hero, but in his absence, the movement didn't end. It just continued after his death. It built, it grew. Followers became leaders, and even the greatest cynics who were around, they have to acknowledge that the world we live in right now has moved forward, that we're moving closer to connectivity, to being one. You know, during these times, I had these conversations with my mom as a kid. Conversations about God, conversations about philosophy, good, right, bad, wrong. And we talk, and she helped me shape my beliefs. She never forced her own beliefs on me. Because I would wake up on a Sunday morning, and I'd be tired, and I'd be trying to get out of going to church. And I say, Mom, I don't see why I have to go. Why do I have to believe what you believe? And my mom was really sharp, so she said, you know, you don't have to believe what I believe, but you have to believe in something. You have to believe in something that will drive you so you will get out of this bed, move your life forward. So I started looking. I was searching, really. I was looking. I come from this line of preachers back in Texas, so I had studied Christianity. I was looking at it, and then I started studying Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism, Ifism, Shintoism, all the isms. And the more I studied, the more lessons ran together. I found the agreements that happened through the ages, you know, the cultures, the universal truths that seem to run through all the great faiths. Like love is good. Compassion is good. Mercy is divine. Peace is godly. Rises from within you. They were all connected to a single source, whether you want to call it God, Allah, Earth Mother, Lodumare, universal consciousness. It all like was moving towards this thing where me to realize that humankind was constantly evolving. It was reaching higher and higher, going into higher planes of consciousness and connectivity. And all those things, you know, it all came down to a mundane thing for most people because they had to solve the life problem, the basic reality. Everybody wants to be happy. Everyone wants to have a complete life. Everyone wants to succeed, whatever that means. Want to feel safe. Want to feel comfortable. Want to feel cared for. Want to be loved. Want to return to that time. Maybe when you're in the womb, you know, when you're in the womb and everything seems perfect. All your needs are taken care of. When you feel perfect. You feel perfectly safe. Then, for the rest of our lives, we spend our time searching for this thing to feel whole again. And we do it in two ways, usually. One I consider is like a pillar of control, which can be destructive. Where we start to categorize, we start to rank, we start to prioritize, creating hierarchies, starting to create power structures. We focus on our physical attributes. We start judging race, color, ideas, body types, features, traditions, so on and so on. Whatever fits into that dominant culture that's controlling, the paradigm that's dominant. Everything else is inferior, and we build these structures to put ourselves on the top. This issue of control, because we're scared, because we want to control, feel whole, figure we have to take from others in order to be able to have stuff for ourselves. And then there's this another path, which is the opposite in a way. Or we feel whole recognizing that we already are. Or we feel connected to those around us because we are. We recognize our fundamental unity and embrace wherever that comes from. I call it, this is a pillar of just allowing. It's a spiritual pillar. It's where we see all things connect to everything, to everyone. That we're whole, our needs are met because we're one, because we're connected. This is something I spent a long time trying to understand. I spent a lot of time as an actor because I have to figure out how we connected. I mean, what I have to do when I play a character, I have to find what connects me to that character, find what connects that character to everyone else. I need to search deeply inside the character's source, and it can expose how he's connected to all of mankind. Find that internal spark, that eternal spark that animated him. This is my secret motivation. It was my secret purpose, my secret passion, intent. And in my work, I've looked into all these different characters, and I've played, and I've tried to search deep inside of these characters. It doesn't matter if they're dark. It doesn't matter if they've maybe supposedly killed hundreds of thousands of people. I continue to try to uncover the person's soul because no matter how dark he seems, I know that there's a light inside of him, and that light connects him to me, and it's that truth that I'm always looking for. And when I peel away the darkness to the core, there's this light. There's something that's beautiful inside to see. There's this eternal truth. It's an eternal flame. The thing is, I realized one little lesson that you know all the answers in this moment. What you have to do is just sit still and just allow the divine part of yourself to give you the answer. You remain open, you remain watchful, it will reveal itself to you. Trust in this answer comes to you. Through your passion and vision, when you find this intent, you find your success in the success of others. As that seed that Martin was planting, he did it. He got his Nobel Peace Prize, speech. In that speech, he said, I have the audacity to believe that people everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. I believe that what self-centered men have torn down, men other-centered can build up. And I still believe that one day mankind will bow before the altars of God and be crowned triumphant over war and bloodshed. Nonviolent, redemptive goodwill will proclaim the rule of the land. I have a dream, I have a dream, I have a dream. And whenever I read this quote, I think about the dream that I have, and then I think of living in the seed of that dream, living my intention. I encourage you to consider doing the same, whatever your dreams may be for yourself, or the dreams you have for the community, the dreams you have for your workers, the dreams you have for the world. What dreams do you have? What would it mean if you lived in the seed of that dream? What would change? What would it feel like? What would the world be? What would it become? I encourage you to think about this because it's an incredible power in that idea. I think when people get together, they live in the seed of a common dream, that they resonate together. It's like a tuning fork. You get progressively louder, more powerful, more resonant as each adds its individual vibrations to build this communal wave, this communal sound, this communal feeling. This all-inclusive award is a great example of what I'm talking about. It's an award recognizing those people and organizations who bring us together, highlight our connectedness, because we're all a part of the world, one. Color Magazine reminds us. And I just want to I'll just say one little story. It's true, it's a science story. It's about a single-cell organism. It's a single-cell organism that lives in the ocean. It's bioluminescent, means it lights up like a firefly. But it doesn't light up when it's alone, this organism. It only produces light when it connects with others. And when these organisms connect, there's this tipping point, there's this singularity of intent. This intent is to create light. I thought, how amazing it would be if humans came together, just as we are here, to create light. I know many of you have volunteered your time in the service of others. I want to encourage you to continue your work in the service of mankind so that you can help plant the seeds so that you can create the light. Thank you for indulging me. Thank you for listening to me.